Washington amid international anger about the Trump administration's trade tariffs and images of children separated from their parents at the southern U.S. border, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told CNN that he has no concerns about potential fallout. "I am not at all concerned that anyone in the world can look at the United States and understand it to be anything but a beacon of hope, democracy and freedom," Pompeo said in an exclusive telephone interview marking his first 2 months in office. "We have a long history of that and it has continued under the Trump administration." In a conversation that touched on diplomacy with North Korea, Russia's election interference, and transatlantic tensions, President Donald Trump's top diplomat gave an impassioned defense and relentlessly positive assessment of the administration's nationalist foreign policy. In embracing and promoting the Trump agenda, some of which diverges from the traditional concepts of U.S. leadership he embraced as a congressman, Pompeo underscored his loyalty to the president and his vision. A seasoned politician, Pompeo's comments reflect a recognition that his future success as Secretary of State rests in large part on being in lockstep with the president, a lesson his predecessor Rex Tillerson did not learn. That loyalty has won him tremendous credibility with Trump. It remains to be seen whether it will generate the political capital and room to maneuver that Pompeo will need as he tackles a world's worth of challenges. In Sunday's telephone call, he was upbeat and dismissed concerns about the furor over the Trump administration's decision to levy tariffs against allies and pursue policies that resulted in family separations at the border. The United States' long-standing record on trade and humanitarian issues outweighs any short-term damage to its image caused by pictures of children separated from their parents at the border, he insisted. "I have the amazing blessing of being the foreign minister for the most generous nation in the history of civilization," Pompeo told CNN. In explaining his zero-tolerance policy, Trump recently accused illegal immigrants of invading America, even though the State Department has noted the dangers posed by violence and crime in Central American countries such as Honduras and El Salvador, sources of some of the largest migrant flows at the southern U.S. border. Pompeo said the State Department and other agencies were working to address the root causes of that migration, intensifying their efforts to create conditions on the ground so that they won't make this long, arduous and often perilous trek up into Mexico to attempt to get into the United States. When he took the helm at Foggy Bottom in April, Pompeo inherited a State Department with low morale and depleted staff that was being edged out of its integral role in U.S. foreign policy making. Under Tillerson, there had been an extended period of disconnect with the White House that at times broke out into open hostility, with unnamed administration sources charging that the agency's career staff belonged to the deep state. Pompeo has pledged to turn that around. He has been able to reassert the State Department's central role in policymaking on issues like Iran and Asia. Since taking office on May 2, he has made a push to fill several vacant top positions and ambassadorships. He said he expects to bring on additional staff this summer. Pompeo tapped U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines Sung Kim to lead negotiations with the North Koreans in advance of the historic June 12 summit between Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. "We did great work," Pompeo said. "The team was fantastic in Singapore helping the president execute that mission." Though last month's summit between Trump and Kim produced only a broad statement of principles, Pompeo, who already has 2 trips to Pyongyang under his belt, said he found Kim unequivocal in his intent to abandon his nuclear ambitions. Pompeo says he shares Trump's belief that calculus inside the isolated regime has shifted toward abandoning its nuclear ambitions in favor of economic and political security. The secretary declined to put a deadline on how long he will give North Korea to demonstrate it is serious about dismantling its nuclear program. With Pompeo's international legitimacy now tied to the outcome of diplomacy with Pyongyang, it's unclear how long he can credibly make the assertion Kim has made the strategic choice to engage in good faith without tangible signs of progress. But Pompeo argued that because Kim, like Trump, is the sole decision-maker, The framework reached in Singapore between the leaders put the two countries on a path to success. Looking forward to Trump's appearance at a July meeting of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Pompeo said the State Department team was coming together.